everybody, what's up? It's Live with April Diamond here on Hey Vegas TV. It's so great to be back here in the Vegas TV studios, and I have a very special guest here today, a Las Vegas local. You guys didn't know that he was living here in your town. Give it up for Geno Segars. Woo! I'm going to do my own round of applause. How you doing?
I'm well, April. Thank you for asking.
I am so excited that you're here.
No, I'm even more excited if that's even possible.
So you and I met through a mutual friend.
Yes.
And then I did a little research on you to find out, what you had done, because our friend Elijah, he said that you had done some voiceover and a few other things. But you've been on Yellowstone.
Yeah.
You've been in multiple video games, and you're a speaker.
Yes.
You've also been, I think it was Disney's Teen Wolf. Was that it?
No, that was MTV's Teen Wolf.
MTV's.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
MTV Teen Wolf. And I mean, multiple things. Mm-hmm. And now you're a Las Vegas local.
Yes, we made the move, my wife and I, about 3 years ago. And we were excited to sort of get out of the hustle bustle of LA. And I think it's working out well for us here.
Yeah?
Yeah. Definitely.
You like it?
Love it. Love it here.
There are a lot of, it seems like there are quite a few LA transplants out here.
Yes. I convinced some friends of mine to make that move as well. So I got my little team
you got
out
your
here.
Team.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Team Geno.
Not quite.
I'm just like browsing quickly through all the things you've done. Tell us some highlights in your career. And I know we've all seen you in movies. I just, there are so many.
Well, honestly, April, I think the highlight for me was my first opportunity, which was The Lion King.
Oh, wonderful.
And then playing the role of Mufasa, which I learned a great deal from that role. It was my first job, so I didn't really know a whole lot about the industry. Mm-hmm. And then really getting my teeth sunk into the character, really understanding the impact that role made on the show. Him only being on stage for 15 minutes, roughly.
Yeah.
He's got to really get the audience to love him, or if they don't love him, how are they going to really care what happens to Simba?
Sure.
So it was a lot of things involved in that level of storytelling, or that medium on stage. So I learned a great deal from the role of Mufasa, and that's probably my most, I don't think I've been more excited about a role outside of Mufasa.
Yeah, that's incredible. And I would easily peg you for that. And I didn't know that was you. I didn't know that was your voice. That's incredible.
Well, no. I did the stage production.
Oh, the stage. Okay.
Stage production, right.
So Broadway.
Broadway production touring company.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so I was in Australia. I was in Sydney. I was in Melbourne. Went to Shanghai. Came back to America. Did the West Coast tour. Went to Mexico City, Hawaii, and then finished in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and moved to New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
How fun is that? And then, so from there, did you move on to movies, or were you doing movies before then?
No. I initially, I had an option to go to LA or to New York. I figured New York would be the better option because they had theater and film and film and television.
Right.
Instead of going to LA, where it was just primarily film.
Yeah.
I get to New York, and 2.5 years later, I still hadn't booked anything.
Really?
I really don't fit on Broadway.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
I mean, yes and no. I think so, but...
Nah, I really don't.
No?
I really don't.
So LA was more...
I probably should have gone to LA, but, hindsight's 20/20.
Sure.
But Broadway and I really don't sort of mesh. I don't sound like a Broadway singer. Typically, your star Broadway musical guy is a baritone tenor. I'm really not that. I'm really a bass baritone. In fact, to be honest, I really don't fit in Mufasa.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Mufasa's a baritone tenor.
Can I kindly disagree?
No, listen. Mufasa's a baritone tenor.
Yes.
And he sings
talking music.
F sharp, G option.
Oh.
I'm not that.
I see.
I'm a bass, right? Basso profundo.
That I understand.
Right?
Yes.
And credit to Disney. That I think that the word is out and that they will never hire another bass.
Interesting.
They will never hire another bass because it draws distinction between this particular company's Lion King and all the other Lion Kings.
Interesting.
They want the entire show to be the star. Not one character, but the show to be the star.
Interesting.
Credit to Disney. They're a smart bunch, those guys,
They're a
man.
smart bunch.
Yeah. You can learn a lot from Disney. You can learn a lot from Disney.
They've been around a long time.
Yeah.
So tell us about Teen Wolf, MTV's Teen Wolf.
Teen Wolf was an interesting venture because initially the character, this Omega Wolf.
That's who you played, Omega Wolf?
Well, he was an Omega Wolf. He was a lone wolf.
Okay.
So he was supposed to be one episode.
Okay.
But they kind of liked this dynamic,
I see.
And they brought me back. And at the same time, Cinemax offered me a series regular deal with the show Banshee.
Banshee, that's what I saw online. Okay.
And so I accepted the series regular job because it's series regular, right?
Right. Yeah.
But Teen Wolf wanted me to come back, and I couldn't because Banshee wouldn't release me.
You're so popular.
At that time.
Yeah, but that's incredible.
But it just, I don't know. I enjoyed Banshee. Don't get me wrong, but I really did enjoy Teen Wolf.
Nice.
I really had a great time with
That was
Teen
a
Wolf.
really popular show.
Oh man, they made me my own teeth, and
wow,
dude, I was excited about.
Did you get to keep the teeth?
No, of course not. No, of course not.
That's amazing. That's incredible. And then you have done some martial arts type movies, right? Or done martial arts in movies?
Yeah, I do my own. It's kind of hard to find a stunt double for me.
Right.
So I have to do my own fight choreography a lot of the times. There are some big guys, but they go really fast.
Right.
You know what I mean? They go really fast. The bigger guys are they're just in high demand.
They're in high demand.
They're in high demand. So the guys that are 5'10", 5'11" don't really match.
Really?
Me. Yeah, they don't really match. So I had to do my own fight choreography. I have to do all my own running. I have to do all my own.
So you create your own martial arts type choreography for whatever role?
No. I worked with the stunt coordinator.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the stunt coordinators, they basically design and set up the fight, the choreography for the fight. It's really a dance.
Yeah.
It's really not nobody gets hurt, in a perfect world.
Sure.
But it's just really a dance.
It's an interesting question. I have a good friend. He's a stunt coordinator. His name is Dewey Beck. Do you know him?
Dewey Beck.
You probably know him.
I might know him if I saw him.
Yeah.
might know him for something. He sounds familiar.
He does a lot of films. He does a lot of martial arts films. But that's interesting. And what I saw from some of the clips on your IMDb, you were doing some. Was there like an Indian or native looking?
That's the character Chayton Littlestone.
Chayton Littlestone. Okay.
He's from the show Banshee.
Oh, that's Banshee.
Yeah,
Okay, got you.
He's fully tatted and tatted all over his head.
I see.
And to be honest, I don't have a tattoo.
So they put the tattoos on
They
you?
basically put them all on me, and 4 hours later, I'm this intimidating, scary.
You looked scary in the videos I saw online. I was like, wow, he's really scary. But you're such a nice guy in person.
It's always like that, right? It's always like that. They get the nice guys to play the mean roles. Our mutual friend hates the idea of me playing mean guys.
Really?
Yeah, he hates it.
Yeah, our friend Elijah, he is a writer, and I think you guys are working on something, but he really wants to make you like a happy person in a fairy tale story. And I'm like, after all of this martial arts and these big scary roles, that'll be interesting though.
Yeah. That's Elijah though.
Yeah, it is. So let's see. You've done. So you also talked about doing the video games and that sort of thing, and voiceover. Like, how did you seek out video games? Did they seek you out because of your roles? How does that work?
What's interesting is in the voiceover world, it sort of brings all of that together.
Okay.
So, like, you have, of course, voiceover, commercial voiceover, series animation, feature animation, and now you have what's mocap and then voiceover.
Right.
So it all comes together under one umbrella.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so your agent pitches you for these different things, and then you decide what you want to do, or.
Well, typically you'll have a voiceover agent.
Yeah.
And they primarily work on voiceover or voiceover roles. then you have a theatrical agent, and they work on movie, television, film. But it kind of blends together when you have a film like Avatar. That's voiceover.
Yes.
And mocap.
Motion capture, yes.
Which agent gets that deal? It's kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky in there because it's a movie, but it's actually a mocap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So for people to understand mocap, it's motion capture.
Yes.
And I have a friend who's a filmmaker, and I one time followed him around a park somewhere in Manhattan Beach in Los Angeles, and he put on his suit and he was jumping around like a weirdo in the middle of the night at this park. I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "This is motion capture for my movie." And I'm like, people think you're crazy because they have no idea what's going on, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a studio, so he decided to take it out, into the park and do it.
Yeah.
So have you ever had to do, you did motion capture, so do you go and do your motions as the character in the studios, or?
Well, typically they'll have a setup with like thousands of cameras in a gymnasium.
Nice.
And so they set up the world inside this gymnasium. Like if it's a room, there's a door with all these little markers on it.
Yeah.
So I'm in there with my markers, so I'll go up and walk up to the door. And as I'm walking up to the door, they're building the world around me in the
interesting
in the center where the control center where everything is, and they're just basically plugging and playing.
Right, and so you have these little sensors on your mocap suit, and it communicates to the computer like what your character is going to do. Yeah. So that must be interesting for somebody like you out there doing your thing in this big gym, and then you see it on screen and be like, "Wow, that's what I did."
It's amazing. But it feels a lot like theater when you're doing the scene itself, because you have, of course, the gameplay, and then you have the narrative, or the story time.
Yeah.
And in every video game. So you can skip past the story time, but some of the real hardcore video gamers like to watch all of the storyline.
Oh, nice, nice. How interesting. Do you have a favorite? Do you like all of it evenly, or do you have like a favorite?
I like them all for different reasons. The fact that I can get it right on television. If I don't feel like, I feel like I can do that better.
Sure.
Can we get another take on this one, Yeah. I like the fact that I can go back and redo it. I don't like the fact that I don't have any control over the edit, because invariably I'll get to see the show and I was like, man, why did he choose that take? I got 4 other takes better than that, but they'll choose the take that works.
Listen, I feel like that sometimes doing this. I'm like, why did you keep that with this weird face? No, actually, Richard, you're great at this. But it's like, I have those moments too where I'm like, why did they pick that picture?
But then there's stage, of course. Stage will give you that immediate rush. Yeah. And, it's more of an actor's medium. Because once the lights go up and the actors are on stage, it's completely in the hands of the actor. If he drops a line, he has to keep going.
Right.
He has to improv.
And then the rest of the actors have to figure out where he left off.
They have lines. And where they want to eventually get to.
Yes.
They all know where the end is, but now we're in the middle stuck somewhere. So how do we get to that end? Oh. So that's kind of exciting, because it's never... In The Lion King, people always ask, how can you do that over and over and over and over again? Oh, man, it's different every time.
Is it?
It's different every time.
Interesting.
Something happens, something called, somebody gets out of rhythm.
Yeah.
Someone drops a line. It's different every time.
Someone drops a prop and everyone's distracted.
Yeah, anything. Right? And heaven forbid, you guys, the show on stage is nothing like the show backstage. The backstage show is far more interesting than the actual show.
Really?
For the actors, anyway.
All right, so tell us some tea from behind the scenes.
When you're at your one on a stage, right? And once the lights go up and you're going, everything works the same way. You're walking past this person at the same music beat every night. So you get really accustomed to these people being in certain places every night at the same time. When one person is a step slow, it starts to become, whoa, what's going on?
You're like, wait, then
something's
it throws
different.
Everyone else off.
It throws everybody else out. So it's far more interesting for the actor anyway.
All right, well, this is very interesting, and we're going to talk more about this, and we're also going to talk about your role on Yellowstone and some other things that are coming up in the future. We'll be right back.
Hey Vegas! Celebrate every day in style at the Composer's Room. From live music to comedy shows, we've got entertainment that'll give you that Las Vegas vibe. Our tavern serves the best drinks in Vegas. Whether you're a cocktail connoisseur or a beer buff, our bartenders got you covered. And let's not forget about the food. Our culinary delights are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Come for the entertainment and stay for the food. Reserve your visit to the Composer's Room today and start celebrating Las Vegas our way.
Hey everybody, we're back live with April Diamond here on Hey Vegas TV, talking to Geno Segars, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what went on backstage, as much as he can. But you hinted on a couple of things about how things exchange. You know, you get used to that rhythm of seeing the same people switching back and forth, coming on and off stage. Like, what happens back there?
Well, I mean, it's a backstage choreography. So you're walking past at the same time. Sometimes you give a high five or a chest bump, or, you know, just depending on the relationship with the person that you're walking back there with. So it's a far more interesting dance behind the scenes for the performers than it is on stage, because you get into not I won't say a rut, but you get into a groove. Yeah. So you know what's going on stage every single time, every single night.
So if somebody changes something up, you're like, hey, where's that guy?
Right.
That's my entrance.
Right. And if they change it up on stage, they could be out of their light. They could be in someone's way. And so it's you rarely want to change it on stage. Only if it's an accident does it change on stage.
I see.
But sometimes it happens, and most times you don't want it to happen.
Yeah, it throws you off. But you're really good. You know, you're like, oops, there's a little faux pas. So you just keep it rolling because you're a professional.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, with theater, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, anything can happen. A prop might not work. Staging might not move where it's supposed to move. In The Lion King, we had this moving rock that rolled out. Sometimes the rock didn't work.
Oh. And when the rock doesn't roll.
We had to walk out there by ourselves. We had
Yeah.
to walk out there by ourselves and try to walk the same path that the rock would take.
So you have to kind of make it up.
You got to make it up. Got to keep going, because the show must go on.
The show must go on.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you know, as a professional actor and voice actor, everything that you do, like that's sort of something you got to keep in the equation when you're doing these things. You know, if something doesn't go right, doesn't go perfect, you just keep on going.
Absolutely.
Like me, when my hair goes over there, I just gonna put it back here and keep talking.
But I mean, if you really think about it, it's all a show. You know, I mean, it's all acting.
All of it's all part of it.
It's all connecting an emotion to an instrument, whether it's the lines, the lyrics, the movement. You're connecting emotion to it.
Yeah.
Right? And so to do that, you have to be able to suspend belief for a moment.
Right.
So in that suspension, you're living truthfully under a make-believe circumstance.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? So that's really what it is, living truthfully under make-believe circumstances.
Living truthfully under make-believe circumstances. That's it's storytelling.
Yeah.
So that's incredible, and I know we could talk more about that, but I'm really fascinated about your part on Yellowstone, because I think about that show. It's a super popular show with Kevin Costner and Rip and all the characters, and you seem like the perfect cowboy to me.
Well, in all honesty, when I originally auditioned for Yellowstone, I was auditioning for the brother that gets killed.
Oh, I see.
And Taylor decided, no, I don't want to kill you. You're interesting. I like your look. I like your sound. So I'm gonna wait. I'm going to wait and see if there's another role that we can do. One that's
interesting.
more we can expand on.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, no problem.
Right.
So the idea was to have me play Danny Trudeau, the father of the young girl that gets abducted. Danny Trudeau is the Taylor called him the reluctant Tonto.
The reluctant Tonto.
The reluctant Tonto who saves Casey's version of Long Ranger.
Okay.
But, you know, the writers, of course, you know, as it is, it's Hollywood. You know, they go in a completely different direction, and it is what it is. But I love being on that show. I absolutely enjoy working with Taylor. Kelsey Asbel worked with me on Pair of Kings.
Pair of Kings. Okay,
Yeah.
I saw that too.
Right.
Your
On
IMDb.
Disney, right. She worked with me on Pair of Kings as my daughter. And we went out to dinner before we were shooting the next day. And she warned me. She says, listen, Taylor is very fast. If you have an idea for a take, do it first, because if he likes it, he's going to move on. And she could not have been righter.
Interesting.
Oh, man. At one take, he wants to move. I was like, hey, let me try it again. No, I got it, Jeff. One more time. He wants to move. And once he's got what in his vision, once he's got what he wants, he's moving on. He's not playing around.
Interesting.
No, he's not playing around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that about him, though, you know?
Yeah, that's a challenge. Like, you want to meet the standard, right? You want to like get to that point where you're like, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
And that's easy. Like, you know that. So you went in there and you gave him that scene. You gave him that whole first time.
First time, but then if I wanted to try something different, I tried my favorite idea. I would try it first, and then he would, you know, we'd 1-2 takes, and it was over.
Nice.
He wasn't, this is the fastest director I've ever worked with.
Interesting. Well, at least he keeps it moving.
Oh, moving.
And I think we should have you back, but have you back with the cowboy hat and the whole thing. And I'm pretty sure Yellowstone will be calling you back. But I think I think that is over. That TV show is over.
I'm not sure.
Are they doing another season?
Yeah. I'm not sure. They might be getting another season, but I don't know that Danny will come back. I don't know. I hope so.
He should come back.
Yeah, bring Danny back. I'll
Danny back.
Yeah, I'll be some T-shirts and hats saying "Bring Danny back."
Yeah, I like that. We'll start the hashtag "Bring Danny back." And you got your big 10-gallon hat at home
I'll find
or something?
me one. I'll find me one.
Oh yeah. Well, this is Vegas. There's all kinds of cowboy hats, all kinds of hats.
Yes.
Yeah. So what is next for you in our last few seconds here? What's next for you?
Well, I'm looking forward to working more in motion capture.
Oh, nice.
I'm really working out hard and trying to work on my flexibility so that I can offer more to the role of a motion capture, because I really do enjoy mocap. I went to Serbia a few years ago to do a scan on my face.
Oh, interesting.
For the role of Hikaru in Horizon Forbidden West, and I really sort of got, you know, kind of addicted to the whole process. I really enjoy doing mocap. So I'm working with my team now to try to get me into more motion capture. But, you know, the whole, you know, SAG-AFTRA strike with voiceover and mocap and all of that, video gamers.
Right, and the gaming thing.
Yeah, so fingers crossed. Yeah, fingers crossed that'll come to a close and we can come to terms and move forward and get to work.
Yeah. Well, there's so much more to talk about in the video gaming stuff that you were telling me about, because he does a lot of that. But we'll have you back again soon here. And it's been a pleasure talking with you, Geno. Geno Segars, everybody. You can Google him. You can IMDb. You'll see all the things he's done. Check out his movies. And maybe one day we'll see you in Yellowstone. I hope.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you, Geno, for being with us. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, beautiful.
You're the best.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, you guys. It's Live with April Diamond here on Hey Vegas TV, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.